I've had Parkinson's for 15 years, and my doctor has never once told me what stage I'm in. Not once. And you know what? That might actually be a good thing. If you've ever found yourself wondering, what stage am I in? Or hearing others talk about being in stage 2 or 4 or the early stage and you're feeling confused or left out, well, stick around. Because today we're going to break down the 5 official Parkinson stages and why your doctor might never bring them up and why they don't always reflect what you're actually going through. Well, welcome to the channel. I want to thank my loyal viewers for always sticking with me. And if you're new here, my name is Bryce, and this is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. And this is Doing Life Today. And our channel is all about providing strength and hope and support to individuals living with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers. You know, I share motivational stories, tips, and real talk to help you navigate life with Parkinson's. And if that sounds like what you need, then go ahead and subscribe because today's episode is a big one. Why my doctor never told me what Parkinson's stage I'm in 15 years. And I want to get right into it. So when people talk about Parkinson's stages, they're usually referring to something called the Hone and Yar scale. And it was developed in 1967, and it breaks Parkinson's down into 5 stages, mostly based on motor symptoms. And let's go through them quickly, okay? Stage 1. Symptoms on one side of the body might be a tremor, slight stiffness, pretty mild overall. Okay, stage 1. Stage 2, symptoms on both sides, but still fully independent. Stage 3, balance issues begin. You might have some falls, but you're still walking and you're functioning on your own. Okay, stage 4, things get more limiting now. You may still walk, but daily tasks become harder. Okay, and stage 5, you likely at this stage need a wheelchair or assistance to stand and move safely. Okay, now that's the textbook version. But as you know, and if you've been with me and watched any other broadcast, you know Parkinson's doesn't live in a textbook. Now, let's be honest. Some days I feel like I'm in stage 1. I'm moving, I'm filming, I'm grooving, right? Other days I freeze up in the hallway with one sock on, a spoonful of peanut butter in my hand, and a blank stare as like I forgot what year it was. Parkinson's isn't linear. It's not like you move from one clean stage to the next, like chapters in a book. It's more like, well, you remember those old CD players that would randomly skip tracks while you were listening to them? That's Parkinson's, right? You're listening to track 3, and suddenly it's like, surprise, you're on track 9. And I was going to hum a few bars, but you'd probably flip the channel. But one morning, I feel like I'm 40 again. The afternoon, I feel like I'm 90. And nothing changes but time and the tension in my neck, right? That's the only thing. The only difference is time. So why don't most doctors talk to you about what stage you're in? Well, there's a simple answer. Because because it's not actually that helpful. Let me say that again. Why are some doctors not talking about it? And why don't I ask people, or why don't I talk about it? Because it really is not helpful. I once asked my neurologist if he thought I was at stage 3. And this is what he said. He looked at me and he said this, Bryce, I treat the person in front of me, not the stage that they're supposed to be in. And that stuck with me. Most neurologists today don't use staging in everyday conversation. And here's the reasons why. Because number 1, it doesn't account for non-motor symptoms like sleep issues and cognitive changes or mood. Number 2, it doesn't guide treatment all that well. And number 3, it can be emotionally discouraging for a patient. Especially if you're somebody, someone who hears this, like you're stage 4, right? And think that means that they're beyond hope, which isn't true. Like I'm in stage 4. Oh my God, there's only 5 stages. I've got 1 year left. What am I going to do? And I'm done. So let's talk through that. If doctors don't bring it up, then why do we talk about it so much in the Parkinson's community, right? You know why? Because it gives us a sense of location. It's a reference point, a way to measure where we think we are. It's a form of control in a disease that feels totally uncontrollable. But it also creates comparison and sometimes even judgment. I once got a comment that said, you say you've had Parkinson's for 15 years. Well, you don't look like you're in stage 5. As if my credibility depended on being visibly worse. Right? Listen, no one gets a trophy for advancing faster. Parkinson's progression is not a competition. I hope I didn't step on some toes with that, but let me ask you this. Has your doctor ever told you what stage you're in? right? In the comments. If you hit first question in the comments, has your doctor ever told you what stage you're in? Again, 15 years in, not one time has my doctor ever told me what stage I'm in. But I want to know, has your doctor told you? And then I want you to do this. End the comment. Yes or no. Well, yes, my doctor has told me. No, no, he hasn't. Okay? Now listen, this is your next comment. Was it helpful or just confusing? Drop it in the comments. And remember, I read every single comment. I reply and read to every comment. So let's get a conversation started. I want to know. Maybe I'm all by myself out here. Maybe I'm by myself, but let me know. Drop it in the comments. Okay. Now, what should we focus on instead? Instead of chasing a stage, I'd rather focus on this. How am I feeling today? Are my meds still working? What's getting harder lately? What can I still do on my own? And what do I need help with? Okay. These are the questions that lead to action, to better care. Now, if you weren't paying attention, you said, what leads to action, better care? Go back, just rewind and listen to it again, because that's what leads to action. Okay. Not a number, not a label, but a conversation. If you want to talk to your doctor, ask this: what symptoms should I be watching more closely? What changes if my function matters most right now? Right? What changes in function matters? Oh my God. I'm getting fired up here. Can you tell that? Give me a like for that one. What changes in motor matter most right now? That's far more useful than what stage am I in? Don't waste hey, listen, you go once every 6 months for 30 minutes. Don't waste your 30 minutes trying to figure out what stage you're in. Okay. Actually, it was funny because Carmen and I were talking about this exact episode while we were eating dinner the other night. Well, I guess I was eating. She was watching me drop my fork all the time for the third time. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. And we were just going to go with do you think you're in stage 3? Right. She finally kind of said it. And I looked at her and said, honestly, I think that I'm in the hold the wall while you pee stage. She smiled and said, good morning. So, morning, Bryce? I said, exactly. Okay. What's it matter? With Parkinson's, stages might try to define you, but your spirit doesn't have to follow the script. Think about that. You don't have to. Who cares? I'm in stage 5. I'm doomed. I'm finished. No, you're not. No, you're not. Ask the doctor, how long stage 5 lasts? Oh, yeah? And does it last that long for everybody? We're all different. Remember that. We're snowflakes, right? We're all different. Everybody's a bit different. So there's no comparison here. It really doesn't matter what stage you're at. So if your doctor's never mentioned your stage, then don't panic. That doesn't mean you're being ignored. It might mean your care is more personalized than you realize. Think of that one. Because you are not your stage. You are not your worst day. You are not a number on a scale from 1 to 5. You're a human being doing your best, and that's more than enough. There. Now, if this episode gave you something to think about, or even made you laugh, or made you fired up, then hit the like button and share this with somebody that you care about, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to go deeper, get into the inner circle. Come on, we meet live on Zoom. Zoom me with me. There's chats going on there. We can discuss this deeper and further. There's a link in the description below. And guess what? I'm fired up now. So until next time, I'm Bryce, doing life with you, Parkinson style, just like you. And we're not just counting stages. We're doing life today together. Together. Now you get out there and you do some life and not care what stage you're in. Love you.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinsons, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.